Well, hello, Sag Rising. I'm Britten LaRue. This is Scopes Unshamed for July 2026. Let's go. Have you heard about July 2026? It's kind of a big one. Not kind of. It is a big one. You may have heard other astrologers talk about it that may have brought things up in you. I'm curious, but maybe you haven't heard about it. So I'm going to tell you what I'm sensing and what I feel would be most helpful to share with you, Sagittarius rising, and your chart. So, one of the reasons that this astrology is really big is, first of all, because it involves the three outer planets. That's Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. All three outer planets are destabilizing. These transits, which is the planet in the sky currently moving over places in your chart, moving over us, these transits are destabilizing always. They're destabilizing each in different ways, like the symptoms, like the effects of their transits bring different feelings, like different experiences and different kinds of destabilizations. But ultimately, these destabilizations are loving because they liberate us and unhook us ultimately from what's not really authentic to us, what wasn't really who we are. What was a distortion in the way that we were operating based on failures of attunement, based on systemic oppression, based on over cultural conditioning that was harmful to us. That's how I see it. So, right now in July, all three of them are coming into an exact place of being able to see each other and have a conversation. So, they're like, hey, to us personally and collectively, because the personal is the collective and the collective is the personal. I'm Britten LaRue, and I'm the head of school at the Emergence Astrology School that I founded. I founded Emergence Astrology, and this is my book. Isn't it pretty? Living Astrology. It's a beautiful book that will take you so deep with each of these signs. You are all 12 signs. And my unshaming approach is woven throughout. So we have these outer planets speaking to us, and they're coming together at 4 degrees. And then also coming into 4 degrees is Jupiter. Jupiter in Leo at 4 degrees of Leo, opposite Pluto in Aquarius, which is at 4 degrees Aquarius. Then we've got Neptune in Aries at 4 Aries. And then we've got Uranus and Gemini at 4 Gemini. So if you have if you have any big placements or your ascendant or descendant or MC or IC in your chart, if you know your chart, don't worry if you don't. And if you look at your chart, and can you see anything at around 4 degrees? Even if they're in other signs, they're getting an invitation. Like we're getting invitations, is what's happening. We could also call it calls to experience. It's like we're in our house, just kind of doing our thing, just like living our regular life. And the door is knocking. And, the wizard has arrived to take us out into the forest, and we are now going somewhere. We are being called into an experience. Okay. So, this call to experience is inviting us to recognize where change is would be welcome for us. Like this is the change you want. This is the change you want. The astrology actually is like very, very helpful, and it is bringing forth something that may not even feel like it has a lot of tension around it. But the reason it might is because we humans tend to not like change, and we tend to get pretty freaked out by change. It feels uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable to all these parts of us that are used to doing things the way that we do it, that's helped us survive so far. So You may just find that, what used to be appealing to you is no longer appealing to you. That you are feeling a stir to go experience yourself in these new ways. But they're going to require that you let some things go because we can't just keep accumulating and consuming. We have to, if we're coming into a new identity, if we're coming into new patterns, we have to also let go of how we had been seeing ourselves. Shame is a compelling story. The story about how we're not good enough, the whole story about how we're problems, the story of how like what's messed up about us, our failures, our disappointments, the reasons why we can't seem to blank. We all have them. It's okay. Unshaming shame. And those stories become very compelling, and our whole reality will turn around keeping them true because it's like the story of our life. It's the oldest stories we have. And so, astrology like this may be inviting you into new stories. And that's kind of weird. Like, what if I'm not bad? What if I do deserve this? What if it's not about deserving? What if that experience was precisely what I needed to give me the tools to become someone I haven't even met yet? And so, whatever it is, here's what I want you to think about is that you don't have to manage this astrology. You can't miss it. You can't fuck it up. Just follow the signs. What are the signs? The signs are what's coming up inside of you and what's going on all around you. Because whatever's starting to come up, that's what the astrology means for you. That's what it means for you. When people are like, what did that mean? What does this mean to me? What it means to you is what's coming up in your life. Yeah. So your invitation is to be available to see that, to be available to notice what's coming up in my life. And what am I noticing I'm wanting? What am I noticing I don't want? What am I noticing I think is a problem? What am I noticing is a need that I haven't named yet? And these types of noticings are going to be life-changing, like literally. I'm noticing I feel like I can't tell my partner about this. There you go. That's the data. Like that's what this astrology means. I'm noticing I really wish it could be different. Okay, great. Like that's the information that you're looking for. Shame would have you believing that you don't have permission to put in requests. You don't have permission to name your needs. You don't have permission to take risks. You don't have permission to have boundaries. You don't have permission to have preferences. Shame would have you believing those things. So this astrology may be awakening you to like, oh wait, I have permission because this is my life actually. Scopes Unshamed. So as that starts to click in, so you will notice that you can interface with reality quite differently than you used to. And this is good. Authenticity is not consistency. Authenticity is emergence. It's being available to the truth of who you are in the present moment. And astrology helps us with this because the signs help us tap into the repertoire of responses that we have to life. And there's 12 of them, all 12 signs. So thank you so much, Sag Rising. I'm wishing you a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful July, and I will see you in August.